Actor Alec Baldwin indicted on involuntary manslaughter charges connected to the shooting death of a cinematographer on the set of a new movie.
So Alec Baldwin's worst nightmare may be coming to fruition. Baldwin just got hit with an involuntary manslaughter charge that was a dormant case dating all the way back to 2021 on the set of the movie Rust in New Mexico. The victim, Halyna Hutchins, was a Ukrainian cinematographer and had landed the gig as the director of photography on the low-budget movie. While preparing for the scene, Alec Baldwin discharged a Colt 45 revolver that was being used as a prop, fatally wounding her and injuring the director, Joel Souza. It appeared that Baldwin was going to escape prosecution after the New Mexico Special Prosecutor's Office announced the dismissal of charges against Baldwin. Then the local authorities gained new information and elected to put the new information in front of a grand jury. So as some of you may know, Alec Baldwin is a famous American actor, comedian. He's done stuff like 30 Rock, The Departed. He was the voice for Baby Boss. He did Beetlejuice, and now he just tried to produce this movie Rust as well. He's like teetering on that line of B-list to A-list actor. If you saw him in public at like your local mall or like at a, somewhere in public, you would definitely try to tap in with him and say what's up, try to get a picture or whatnot. So he's on that list, you know what I'm saying? He definitely got clout. He's a little older. So today we're going to dive into the facts, see what's going on, see the outlook of what's going to happen in this case, and cover what the public sentiment is around this whole drama that is going on with Baldwin. So without further ado, let's get into it. So shout out to ABC News for this Rust timeline over the past like 2 years. Again, this has just been a crazy saga and things have been kind of developing rapidly. This happened on October 6th of 2021, so this was quite a while ago. October 6th was when the production started and was in progress. The New Mexico Film Office announced that Rust was currently in production in Santa Fe, New Mexico, with a filming schedule to go until early November 2021. On just a few weeks later, October 21st, there was the on-set shooting where obviously Baldwin accidentally let a Colt 45 revolver off and it killed Hutchins, who was the director of cinematography. From there, just a series of events happened. November 17th, the script supervisor files a lawsuit. Baldwin speaks out in his first interview on December 2nd, which we're going to get to. On January 12th, the armorer files a lawsuit. She is super important and I think a key piece within this whole story. She's basically the person that handles the prop gun and hands it over to the actors and kind of walks them through the prop gun before, it's used. So we'll spin the block on her. February 15th, Hutchins family files wrongful death lawsuit, as they should. 420. Shout out to my smokers. Rust Production Company was fined. I mean, just things are just happening and popping off. Sheriff's investigation handed their case over to the DA, and November 11th was when Baldwin files his own lawsuit. So Baldwin filed a lawsuit over the fatal shooting, alleging negligence of several of the film's crew members. The cross complaint, which named the Western's first assistant director, armorer, ammunition supplier, and prop master as defendants. So as you can see, Baldwin, he's not trying to catch the blame for this. I mean, I can't really blame him for that. Nobody wants to get caught up for that. I don't think Baldwin went out of his way to fatally kill Hutchins. It's just a crazy situation, but somebody's got to take the blame. You feel me? So he's not trying to have that duty bestowed onto him. So on November 18th of 2022, the sheriff released their investigative report. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office released its 550-page report into the fatal shooting. And then January 19th of 2023, the charges were announced. So that's what kind of re-upped and got this whole thing back on people's radar, was that there was new charges announced. And we can see that here. So it says, it appears that the prosecutors did conduct further forensic analysis on the gun, and they now believe that they have the evidence that was previously lacking. Namely, the gun could not have been fired without someone, namely Baldwin, pulling the trigger. So to understand that, we need to know that Baldwin has, from the jump, said that he never pulled the trigger. He never put his hand on the trigger, so he doesn't know how the gun went off. All he did was cock it back, pulled the revolver thing. Them old Western guns, just cock that thing back. That's all he did. And he said that it just fired on its own. So that's what they're saying. They dug into that, they investigated that, and they came back and said that was cap. So the AP also reported that the defense attorney for Baldwin indicates they'll fight the charge, which carries a potential prison sentence of up to 18 months. Now, if you ask me, I'm not going to lie, 18 months sound light. That sounds real light. Like, if you kill somebody, I know it's involuntary, and you know what I'm saying? You don't want to just completely strip somebody's freedom because they accidentally kill someone. But damn, I mean, bro, look what I just said. You accidentally kill someone. So catching 18 months as a max sentence, you feel me, is like If I'm the Hutchins family, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how I feel about that. So to me, this is where things get kind of interesting. Baldwin did his first interview with this gentleman here on ABC News. And yeah, let's just react to it. Let's just play it.
Well, there are some who say you're never supposed to point a gun at anyone on a set, no matter what.
Unless the person is the cinematographer who's directing me where to point the gun for her camera angle. That's exactly what happened. That day, I did exactly what I've done every day on that movie.
Which is what?
Which is that there's an armorer there, and that word is new to me.
Yeah, see, we're going to dive into that armor. I'm telling y'all, she play a key role in this shit, man. That's the person that handles the gun and you feel me, is putting in the dummy rounds and the ammunition, and then she hands it to the actor. If someone is in charge of putting a gun, you know what I'm saying, a prop gun into an actor's hands and walking him through the process, I mean, bro, we gotta look there first.
In the years I've been in this
What did
business,
you call it?
It was a prop guy or woman. And the prop person would come, and sometimes they would insist on demonstrating for you and the camera crew. They take the gun, if it was a contemporary gun, they show you the chamber, they show you the clip, they'd say, the gun is cold. And you look at it and go, thank you. And in the 40 years...
Sometimes that would happen, not all the time.
Well, but no, sometimes they wouldn't demonstrate to me. Some insisted on demonstrating. They would do the demonstration for everybody there right before we rolled the camera or rehearsed. Then there...
If you're a good armorer, you should probably be demonstrating every time, just as a side note.
Who they didn't do that because I trusted them to do the job. Believe me, I would do anything in my power. I would do anything in my power to undo what was done. I don't know how that bullet arrived in that gun. I don't know.
So raw reaction to that, I feel like Baldwin is, you know, what can the man say, bro? A gun or a bullet ended up in a gun that he was using as a prop gun, and he accidentally fired it and shot somebody and killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you supposed to feel about that? What can you say? Like, to me, it sounds sincere. You know what I'm saying? There's other apology videos where he sounds sincere. I don't think that this is some kind of crazy rink where everybody was dialed in and they had like this covert mission to go out and kill Hutchins, and like I don't think it was that. I think it was an honest mistake. So yeah, you feel me? He's trying to cover his ass. He's trying to make sure that he doesn't end up with prison time or anything like that. And at the end of the day, I can't really blame him, bro, because if someone's job is to literally handle the prop gun, hand it over to the actor, is Baldwin supposed to sit over here and dissect the fucking gun and be like, oh shit, like, you know, let me break this bitch down and then put this bitch back together? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing that shit. This nigga's producing the fucking movie. He's directing the movie, I believe, and he's acting in the shit. Like, it just gets to a point where it's like, bro, you putting your trust in the next man's, and if that man's let you down, then you feel me? And that's exactly what he says right here. So he says, on the day of the shooting, Baldwin said he and Hutchins met to discuss, Hutchins again being the one that passed away, to discuss an upcoming scene. In it, Baldwin was playing a cornered and badly wounded character who would draw his weapon on two foes. During rehearsal, Baldwin said the film's first assistant director, Dave Halls, handed him a revolver. Baldwin recalled Halls telling him, this is a cold gun, industry jargon for a weapon that is either literally empty or loaded with dummy, basically non-firing rounds. Now, what happened there and why he made that statement and what the realities were, I have, again, no idea. Basically, Baldwin saying, look, bro told me one thing, it was another thing. Shit ain't got nothing to do with me. That's what he's trying to say. A lawyer for Halls has since said that checking the weapon was not his responsibility, and that expecting an assistant director to check a firearm is like telling the assistant director to check the camera angle or telling the assistant director to check sound and lighting. I ain't gonna cap. Shouldn't the assistant director be checking sound and lighting though? And making sure camera angles are on point? Like, what else are you supposed to do, gang? As the assistant director, you're supposed to fucking get coffee for everybody and make sure you got tea and crumpets set up when shooting is done? Like, I didn't understand that part. So Tarraco also would not confirm if Halls was the person who handed Baldwin the gun. And then here we go with Baldwin saying, I didn't pull the trigger. Gun in hand, Baldwin said he and Hutchins began blocking out the scene. She was directing his every move. He said everything is at her direction. So she's guiding me through how she wants me to hold the gun for this angle. I'm holding the gun where she told me to hold it, which ended up being aimed right below her armpit. What happened next remains a mystery. It's the subject of intense public scrutiny and an investigation fronted by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office. To get the shot, Baldwin said he needed to cock the gun but not fire it. The trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger. I cocked the gun. I go, can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? I let go of the hammer of the gun and the gun goes off. So you never pulled the trigger, the interviewer asked. No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Okay, first of all, I got two things. If anyone says no, 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 if anybody says that, generally they're either drunk and they're just like, you know, they're one of them repeater drunks that just say shit hella times to get their point across, or they're lying. You know what I'm saying? So what I think probably happened is that he did pull that thing back and it maybe flicked forward. Like, where the gun? Any gun experts in the comments like, how the fuck would that happen? Like, how the fuck you pull a revolver back, clock that thing back, and that shit just firing? I don't know, bro. It's just bad news, bro. It's just bad news. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in the position that he's in. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to pass the blame off to Halls and the armorer. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing his best to kind of deflect the blame from him, but it's just an unfortunate situation, bro. So with that said, I found an absolutely beautiful write-up on Reddit of what an armorer or a person handing over a gun or a prop gun to an actor or actress is supposed to do and how it's supposed to look. So the guy that actually did this write-up is a former actor, firearms instructor, and a former on-set armorer, and the rules are pretty clear, he says, on how to hand over a weapon to an actor. Just to start off with, hey, shout out to High Rise Drifter. The armorer is supposed to hand it over to the actor, not a third-party intermediary, who is then responsible for it only after the actor has had the required training on how to handle or how to safely handle a firearm on set. The actor should not, under any circumstance, let anyone other than the armorer take the gun from them at any time. The armorer should show the weapon to be safe when handing it over, and the actor should be taught how to show the weapon safe when handing it back. Our sets, we would have a second or third pair of eyes at the handovers to ensure the weapon is safe. Any cast or crew who are required to stand near the actor or be in close proximity during the scene were always invited to witness the gun being handed over and shown to be safe, and were required to be part of the quote-unquote walkthrough safety briefing beforehand. One of the most important aspects of this safety meeting are where the firearm is to be pointed in the scene. Where are you guys aiming this so we can be safe and, you feel me, get everybody out of that general direction just in case some shit happens. I've had arguments with assistant directors who have wanted to take the gun from me to hand it to the actor without following basic protocols. At the time, I reminded them of what happened on the set of The Crow. After the handover, the actor should not point the weapon at anyone unless they are told to do so by the director in the context of the scene being shot. And this should only be done after the consultation with the armorer prior to the scene as part of the safety walkthrough. We had a policy that firearms should not be used in rehearsals, but if they were, at no point should the trigger be pulled. At no point should the armorer have live ammunition on set. There's literally no need for it at all, and it is against the agreed upon rules and regulations. The rounds should be loaded immediately before the scene and usually be removed immediately afterwards. Even so, a firearm should always be considered live and treated with the corresponding due care and respect. All of this is common sense and none of it is controversial, and I would hope that many other firearm users not in the industry would see the sense in these precautions. Anytime, literally anytime, bro, I've been in a situation where a gun is handed to me, or maybe I'm at a firing range or whatever the case may be, bro, or if it's a fake gun, like you just be cool with it, bro. Like, how many times have we all been in that situation where someone hands over like those little fake ass pellet guns with like the little orange tip on, you know what I'm saying, at the front, and like somebody be playing around, like usually happens when you're a kid, they'll point it at you type shit. You're like, bro, what, like, nigga, what is you on, bro? Like, bro, don't point that shit at me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just that sense we got as humans, bro. It's like we know what a gun could do. Even if that shit is a pellet gun, bro, don't point that shit at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro, don't do that shit, bro. Everybody knows the threat of a real gun, right? So when something appears to even be a gun, everybody reacts and responds accordingly, bro. Like, back the fuck up, don't point that shit at me, woo, woo, woo. It just sounds like from the jump, this low budget Rust movie just didn't have the set precautions in place, bro. And that's what's having people fucked up. The armorer there shouldn't have been live bullets in that shit, bro. I don't understand that. And then Halls as well, handing over the gun. Like, I mean, in this article we literally just saw, bro said that he has had dealings with ADs that just take the shit and just want to hand it over. Now, if Halls did that, I don't know. I'm not trying to make any accusations. I'm just saying, bro said it. You know what I'm saying? Alec Baldwin saying that he got it from bro. Now, what are my overall thoughts on it? Do I feel like Baldwin should get prison time, jail time? So I don't know. That I'm gonna leave to y'all to tell me. But I do feel like somebody should take the hit for this, bro. And if it's Baldwin, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If it's not him, then it should be someone that either gave him the gun, that ordered the gun, that whoever was in charge of that, bro, needs to be held accountable. You feel me? I don't know if that's Baldwin though. That's what I'm trying to get across. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's him specifically that should take the hit just because he got the name. There is a lot of public sentiment around this case. Shannon on Twitter said, "Who thinks Alec Baldwin should get prison time?" Snope, yes, I'm a liberal, but I've also been on 100 sets. I'd feel the same way if it were Tim Allen or any right-wing performer in this position. Thinking if it was a proper, not proper gun etiquette is to always check if it's loaded first. You know what's crazy with Twitter, bro? Like, why did you have to announce you were a liberal? Like, what? Like, why are we bringing up the fact that we're liberal? And if it was Tim Allen and he's a right winger, then you would have said this. Like, what? I don't get that part, but whatever. Some people are saying, yes, definitely, I do. How many people in U.S. history have said, I don't think it was loaded and still did jail time, which is facts. Being a liberal, he'll get probation, have to do community service. Like, again, with this Twitter shit and politics, bro, it's fucking hilarious. And here's a good one by Dylan Clark. The armorer handed an actor a loaded gun, but told him that the gun was not loaded. The liability rests in the armorer. There is no reason for a loaded gun to be anywhere near a movie set. This case falls 100% on the armorer, which is how I'm leaning, bro. There's also some comments on YouTube too as well. So how does a live round end up in a prop gun anyway? Who loaded the prop gun and didn't check? Sure, they should be held accountable. And that sounds about right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Again, whoever put the bullet or whoever did or did not check that gun should be held accountable. Now, if that's one or two people, if it went through two hands to get to the last man that did it, is that last man responsible? I don't know. You feel me? I don't know. That's what a judge is gonna have to decide. If I was in this situation, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do, bro. I wouldn't do no fucking interviews. I wouldn't fucking talk to nobody. I would be holed up, in my house, man, petting my cat. Like, it's just a bad situation, bro. And Baldwin is obviously the big name here. He's the actor. The name that when you read a headline is what you're going to gravitate towards. But we know now that the gun went through two hands before it got to him. The first person, their whole job is to set the gun, make sure there's no bullets in there. And if there is bullets in there, make sure they're dummy rounds, loaded properly, give guidance to Baldwin on how to handle the gun. Didn't do that, gave it to the assistant director, and the assistant director then handed it to Baldwin. But again, I'm not the judge or the jury. I'm just trying to relate the news. This is absolutely insane. How do you feel about the situation? What would you do if you was in this situation? And if you're still here, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm trying to get up out the hood, so help your boy out with that. And without further ado, I'm gone.